Hello tacticians! Looks like my poet's god is taking a day off today because after 10 minutes of staring at the empty script template I'm still drawing blanks. Which is disappointing because I was looking forward to going through this one for a while and wanted to make it fun. Oh well. Welcome to Ahriman's Mythic Journey. While ascending him doesn't really make his passive that much better in a Neurothrope raid theme where I use him the most, I am a fan of his and that was reason enough for me to ascend him. Mission 1. Defeat 9 enemies with Ahriman in one turn. Best done in any open and large campaign stage with Voxcasters, where you can have Ahriman surrounded by spookable Canadians, and the rest of the Thousand Suns can set a few extra fires for more ability kills. Wall of Cadia stage 66 seems just perfect for this.
Okay, so for the first Mythic Journey mission for Ahriman, you need him to defeat 9 enemies in one turn, which I think is best doable in a Cadia map with plenty of Voxcasters and open rooms such as Cadia 66. And the way I'm about to go about it is put Ahriman in the middle of the map, drop some fires. Eventually, when there are enough summons roaming around, and just pop his active so that he deletes something like 6 targets and hopefully scares the remainder that you need to reach 9 defeats in one turn with him. So for this reason I brought Thaumagus, Abraxas, Thoth and Ras because they can produce more fire. And well, now the fun part begins. Make sure there is enough victims for Ahriman to blow up. And I think that on the next turn the map will be full. So let's get to work. You really want to kill pretty much nothing within 3 hexes of Ahriman, because that's the functional range of him hitting stuff and scaring stuff with his active. Anyway, let's just do it. Okay, I think I saw 3 or 4 battle fatigues, so with that the mission hopefully should be done. Let's clear the stage and see. Boom, 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 boom. Yep, looks like that was enough of them. Perfect, time to move on.
Mission 2. Deal 12,000 damage to enemies on fire axis with Ahriman in one turn. Easily doable in most guild raids, especially with the Exorcist and Zibia, and against Rogaldorn with the nearly guaranteed crits from the back. But the arena should also work, even if it may need a few tries to get the perfect one.
The second Ahriman's Mythic Journey mission is to deal 12,000 damage with him to enemies on fire hexes in one turn, which is easiest to do in a guild raid, but our current raid boss isn't really one where I would want to use Ahriman and Neurothrope, so I'm gonna try and do it in an arena match instead. Now, this isn't the first one I try this in, but due to circumstances and me screwing up, I haven't yet managed to do it, but I'm feeling good about this one. So, the plan is to set stuff on fire with Vindicta and with the Forge Fiend on turn 2, and then just let loose with Ahriman's active, ideally from high ground. Now, there is a slight hitch of an she giving his mitigation to the enemies, but I think I can work around that. So set stuff on fire with the Forge Fiend. There. And there's 8000 HP here. 10,000 here, but half mitigation. Then again, with 5 extra, never mind, with 6 plus extra fire hexes, and Ahriman being on high ground and having rather high abilities, I think this will result in 12,000 damage. Yeah, no problem there. And now to win the stage using Ryuas's cheese. Although I think Vindicta is dead, but that's not a problem anymore. Okay, boom, headshot, rest in pieces, and good night, sweet princess. Oh my, Ryuas survived Karn's active because shields. Cool. Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again. And that should be a wrap. And it indeed is. Well done, me.
Mission 3. Use Ahriman's active ability 30 times. Definitely a campaign mission, and while I'm not saying Fall of Cadia stage 67 is the best for it, Fall of Cadia stage 67 is the best for it.
The third Ahriman's Mythic Journey mission is to use his ability 30 times, not necessarily in a single fight, but that's the optimal way to do it. And here in Cadia 67, there will be the perfect setup for it, because the Voxcasters will block themselves off with their summons rather soon, so you can just play the stage forever, block off Ahriman in a corner to let him alternate between using his attack and using his ability eventually, so that he recharges it every turn, and eventually you will have used it 30 times and can get this mission done in just 6 energy. Okay. I believe by now you get the point, so I'm gonna make a cut here to the end of the stage. Okay, so a few minutes later I think I used enough abilities with Ahriman, and also I had to change my formation a little bit because Ahriman is just too effective at mass killing the guardsmen, and at least one of the Voxcasters managed to make his way into the killing zone, which was uncomfortable but workable around. Anyway, time to clear the stage and see if the mission is done. And again, with the horde, that's still gonna take a while and will let me use a few more Ahriman's abilities, which isn't a bad thing. Okay. There. There. That may almost finish the stage. Okay. And then I want to use one more Doom Bolt for good luck's measure. And also it will be, in the spirit of the mission to finish the stage with a Doom Bolt. So let's go. 30, please. 30 indeed. So this mission is done. Time to move on to the next one.
Mission 4. Defeat 6 concealed enemies with Ahriman in one turn. Outside of LRE tracks against the Eldari and some truly convoluted, and as such very Thousand Suns lore accurate, setups in the Avatar raids, any mirror same hand stage with a few warlocks and at least 9 enemies should work. I went for the normal Kalandis stage and don't regret it.
For the 4th Ahriman Mythic Journeys mission, you need him to destroy 6 enemies under the concealment effect in one turn. And I had to brush up on what actually the concealment is, and turns out it's something the warlocks give to other units within 2 cells of them. So that's going to be a problem because you need to cluster the enemies first, then set up some fires, and then use Ahriman's active. So this looks like a good clustering, but I don't have enough fires just yet. So let's do this. Set up one more fire and then hope they will remain clustered as nicely as they have been. Okay, good. Every single enemy is now concealed. Let's park Ahriman right in the middle and make everyone go pop. And that should be the mission done. And that indeed is the mission done. Lovely.
Mission 5. Deal 150,000 damage with Ahriman. As usual with the final grind missions, you can either forget about it and just do it more or less naturally, or you can find a convenient stage with infinite summons and spend the next hour or so listening to a different Kaurin video. Again, I'm not saying that Fall of Cadia stage 67 is the best for this one, but
the final Ahriman's Mythic Journey mission is for him to cause 150,000 damage, not necessarily in a single battle, but that's just the most efficient way to go about it. So that's how I'm gonna do it, and we are back in Cadia 67 for it. So once again, take the corner. Make sure everybody who cannot heal themselves is adjacent to Rodbone. Spawn a few Cadians. Wait for them to get in range. And, well, roughly 400 Cadians later, give or take for fires and things like that, this mission will hopefully be done. Okay, this isn't automating itself as well as I had hoped, so let's reposition a little bit. Oh, come on. There. 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 Maybe like this. Well, eventually they will get in range. Come on. There. That should even limit the battle fatigue procs. So hopefully I will not need to move my heroes anymore. And the Voxcasters will stay in positions. So a little merry roasting later. Okay, so about 40 minutes later, I'm A, hopeful this will have been enough, and B, thoroughly bored of this. So let's finish the stage and see if that was enough. On the bright side, without using Ahriman's active, the numbers of kills weren't quite enough for the Voxcasters to get unstuck from where they're stuck by their summons. So I could really do this brain dead while watching a YouTube video, How Modern Schools Make Terrible Writers, deliberately, by the Second Story channel. Highly recommend. It will probably cost you some of your faith in humanity and explain why people go too long, didn't read, lol. Ugh. Oh well. Booyah! 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 Boom! Too slow, too far. Okay, and that should be the end of this. So was it enough? It was enough! Cool! Well, time to ascend Ahriman. We'll turn in the mission. Get Ahriman's new bolter. Find Ahriman. Ascend Ahriman. So tasty. That frees up a maxed out legendary bolter for somebody else to use, while slightly increasing Ahriman's crit damage. And now his abilities will be even better for the Neurothrope team. So yeah, absolutely worth it, and I am a fan of Ahriman and the Thousand Suns in general, so I am quite happy with this. And with that, you've made it to the end of this video, so I hope it entertained you or maybe even helped you ascend your own Ahriman to the Mythic tier. If not, well, sucks to be you, and I'll see you again with something else hopefully soon. Bye for now, Kaurin out.